I didn't get a picture with him. He got a picture with me. He was like, I need a picture with this guy.
How was work today?
It was fine. It was good. I mean, it was fine. I mean, like, there wasn't anything special. I mean, it was good. I mean, work was fine. Recording on camera. Clap. Those are my spikes in my audio that I'm going to use to get this going. Episode number 14. I start every episode off by just saying the episode number, just in case you're confused, just in case you're a little worried that like you're on the wrong episode. You're not. You're on episode 14 of Work Was Fine podcast. If you're new to this podcast, which you might be, which you might not be, you might have listened to every single episode. This is me. My name is Kyle Lahone. Nice to meet you. I have just a couple other episodes where I have started doing in the midst of my life as an adult, and it's become sort of like a fun little thing that I just like to do now. So what's different in what we have going on right now in my setup here is I currently have a fireplace behind me. If you're watching on the video, if you're watching on the video side, if you're not watching on the video side, then you are like, Kyle, there's nothing behind you. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera because I'm an amateur. I can do what I want. So I have a fireplace behind me. It's Netflix. It's actually Birchwood edition. I'm sure you figured that out. You fucking prudes. You fucking fireplace like people. Yeah, fireplace people. Yeah, it's Birchwood edition. Yeah, maybe you should fucking, before you go down and comment, Kyle said fireplace. We didn't mention fireplace Birchwood. All right. Well, I have not recorded an episode in a minute, which is the case if it becomes like broken record at some point where I am just on repeat for what the fuck I say. If the fireplace behind me is distracting, I'm sorry. Just shut it off and listen. It's on every platform, but so the last time I connected with my audience of about 4 is also, how are you guys doing? Really, how are you? In genuine honesty, most of you probably know me in my daily life, so you know most of this already, which is even better that you're still coming back to listen, which is great. But to the people who don't know me, if that does exist, which it might, if it does exist, I'm catching you guys up on my life, and I'm also going to add this one's going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to tell you why it's going to be a little bit different. I'm already fucking 3 minutes in, and I haven't really acknowledged the actual podcast yet. This is going to be a different. I'm trying to add this more of a my chair is squeaky. My chair is squeaky. I'm sorry. This is going to be a little bit more structured. From now on, I would like to add structure to this podcast. What does that mean? That's a great question. Alvin is a great question. What does structure mean? What I've been doing in this past is what I built this podcast on is just me having like thoughts in my head, and I just want to like talk them through. I'm looking over here as if I'm speaking to somebody. There's just that's just my laptop. I'm just looking at my laptop. Sorry, I'm looking at it as if it's an audience member or a guest, maybe a guest or two. I'm just kidding. Not in this episode. This is a Kyle only episode. I do not have any guests. I would love to have a guest, but I do not. So, anyways, what am I talking about? Structure. I want to add like segments. Because I want to have a reason for people to come back to the Work Was Fine podcast. People come back because they know me. People come back because they think maybe I'm a relatable person. I say some stuff that speaks to them a little bit, or they just know me and they're just curious on how Kyle's doing, like behind the scenes of not in a environment of friendship, an environment of work. Just how is Kyle doing? Just him and a camera, and a microphone. because that's how it started. It started off with just Kyle and a microphone. Now a camera's made his way in. So now we're a team of 3. We're a team of 3, us 3. Cam, Mike, and Kyle. Cam, Mike, and Kyle. Those are all names. So shout out to my production team, Cam, Mike, and Kyle. I can't tap lop over here. That's laptop. It's what when you swap the first letters of lap and top. It's tap lop, which I think is funnier to say than laptop. So tap lop over here. He's my producer. Just clicking record and everything. But if my camera does shut off, obviously I'm looking at it right now, so I'm looking a little bit off. So I'm just okay. What the fuck is structure? What is structure? What am I talking about structure? I want to add segments to this podcast. People aren't coming back because they think I'm not doing one thing over and over enough to like for people to be like, oh, I'm excited for that. I'm going to come back and watch that. I don't do that, which I want to do, which is what am I going to do now is I'm going to add a few segments that I've never done in the past, which is going to be new, which is going to be exciting because I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to give my opinion on some stuff. I am a podcast connoisseur, only in the sense of the ones that I listen to, not so much as like all of them, but like I listen to like a certain few, and I very much love everyone that I listen to. I listen to them all. I know the day they come out, and I listen to them on my drive to work, or I listen to them when I'm walking my dog. I can't walk my dog right now because it's raining. It's been raining this fucking whole week. I don't know why, and I'm pissed about it. But I'm pretty excited to do this with some structure. If that's where I was, I'm gonna do a few segments, and I'm gonna add a little title card in between because I'm an editor, and I would love to show my editing skills. If anybody's out there watching this and you need an editor, wink, wink. You know who I'm talking. I know who I'm talking to. Do I? If you need an editor, bro, give me a call. Freelance. I'm doing it. I'll do it right now. I miss editing. I miss editing story style videos. If you need an editor for something, give me a call. I'll do it. I'll do some freelance editing. I miss video production work. I really do, and I would love to do it more. What I'm doing in my job right now, again, will not divulge. The name of this job will not divulge. I've divulged what I've done, what I do, but I will never say where I work because I do not want that to cause problems, because if I ever talk low of them, which I never will because they've given me opportunities that I've never had in the past, which I appreciate. But sometimes I don't have the opportunities there that I would like to do in my life personally. This is not a negative thing. Also, by the way, with the fire behind me, it looks like kind of like a very scary thing. It's more supposed to be peaceful. I wish I could turn like the brightness on my TV down, which I could, but I don't know how to do it, and I'm not going to worry about that right now. It's very distracting. It might come off at some point. It might turn off. I'm sorry. It might turn to like a bubbles or something. If it turns to bubbles at some point, that's what it's going to be. It might be bubbles. Yeah. So the segment that I know I'm going to do right now is I'm going to definitely do a Am I the Asshole segment that will be coming I will be going on Reddit, scrolling through certain Reddit posts and reading them out loud and giving my dead ass opinion on them like right off the bat. And I'm really curious. I've never looked into that like genuinely enough to actually like I've never sat down and read them. So this whatever I do will be my genuine reaction, will be my genuine like first off opinion. I will get to that. I do have stories in my brain that I would like to tell, because I've not gone on this podcast in a while. What have I done since I've been talking? I've been to Florida once. I know I just talked about it in my last episode. I know I went once. And that was the stint. That was like the week stint between the first trip and the second trip. I've gone on my second trip since. It's been like a month. It's been a while since then. I've not caught up with you guys. I'm very sorry about that. But my actual Florida trip was great. It was my first time in Naples. It was in Naples, Florida. Our hotel was essentially on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. Beautiful, beautiful place. There's not much really else that I can say that's not more stuff that I don't want to be public on my stuff about, more along the lines of like, I don't even want to like go into it of like, I don't know. Sometimes people just piss me off. I will be honest. This is all I'll say about it. Don't disrespect people, because now I don't like this. I don't like this person. And I'm not going to say it just because like I could lose my job over it. But I don't like this person because they said something mean to me. And don't be mean to people. Unless they deserve it. If they fully deserve it. And if they're acting like a fucking weirdo. Fucking give them hell. If they're acting like a weirdo, give them hell, guys. Give them hell. Give them hell. If they're a fucking weirdo, if they don't deserve to be treated well, give them hell. Give them the fireplace behind me. I'm kind of joking. Part of me is joking. Part of me is not joking because that's all I'll say. So Florida was fine. I really don't really like have much to say about it. It was a fun little time. I was in Florida too much this year, and there's actually my coworkers are as of tomorrow. As of tomorrow, they're literally going back to Florida, to Orlando, funny enough. So there's 3 shows in Florida this year. I was a part of 2 of them. I spent the full time at 2 of them, and I would like to, and I took a break from this one. Nobody asked me, thank God, but I'm like, everybody's like, oh, Carl, you're going back? No, fuck no. Not that I hate Florida. Florida's a great little spot, but I don't want to go back because it was just a lot. And I'd rather spend time at my house because this is like the first time I've been on my podcast and like I've been by myself in my own house. My parents might even be listening to this. Sorry, Mom, how much I'm swearing, but this is my first time back in my house since like Florida, like talking on the podcast, just explaining my experience. Living by yourself is really, really fun, but also a little bit draining. Only in the sense of like the second my parents left, almost literally the second my parents left, I've had 1, 2, 3 devices break on me. Like literally the second my parents walked out of the house, like within like a week or 2 week span, I've had like 3 different devices that I've had to buy new ones. 2 of them being big ones. One of them I'm not going to buy a new one. I can fix it, but still, it's just also broke. One of them is being the lawnmower, one of them being the washer, and one of them being my toaster. And I mean, to be fair, lawnmower within a couple years. Washer, brand new, within a couple years. The toaster was an old toaster. It was an old toaster, so I'll give it that. But the washer I had to buy a new washer. And I didn't want to, but I did, and I have to because I did. And me and my friend Aiden, shout out Aiden, we put that washer together, and we didn't put it together. We just bought it and connected a few things, but we did it out of his Ford Explorer SUV, and shout out Aiden for helping me out with that. Yeah, it's a lot. I have a dog, and I love my dog so much, and it's just I wish I could. It's just I love every second with her. She's napping right now, and I hope she stays that way, or else she's going to come in and bug me while I'm doing this because I'm doing this in my living room. Because I have a 2-story house, I spend no time upstairs. Most of the time I spend is in my living room, or my bedroom. Decked out, by the way. Was trying to make a series about it, but I just don't have the money for it to be interesting. I'm trying to wait till I get another roommate, which I would love to make a series about making this a quote-unquote bachelor pad. Like, that's like what I want to do, like a YouTube series about that, which is great because YouTube series are kind of a good way to start and get views because people come back. I've no money right now to buy things for making other episodes. I would love to like buy furniture and like buy stuff. I don't have the money for that. And the only way I'm going to get money for that is if I get sponsorships, which is literally never going to happen because I don't do this consistently enough for sponsors to be like, okay, Kyle, yeah. I would love to have a sponsorship. I would love to like do weekly episodes, plan out what I'm going to do for that episode, tell the sponsor what I have to do for the episode, what I'm going to do, and when it's going to be posted. And they're like, all right, dope. I do not have a plan for that. My plan is, okay, I have a day off finally from my job where I'm not working stupid hours. and then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to record a podcast because I just have stuff to talk about now. That's how it works, and it's going to be more structured at some point. And today is the start of that. Today is the start of the Work Was Fine Structured podcast. Structured Work Was Fine podcast. And what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that information? That information. Oh, I've already come into that. Was that my foot? I'm sorry about that. That was gross. Sorry. And I also am a squeaky chair, but I've been recording in this chair for a minute, so this isn't going to be my podcast chair. I went to. Sorry, that was a loud one. Can you hear that? That's funny. That's a funny little thing. I've done one thing that was actually very exciting recently, and you guys know that. If you do know, I might have talked about it a few times to you personally, or I might have talked about it like on the podcast in the past. When I went to Los Angeles, I went to a comedy show in the FridayBeers office, which was one of their first ones, which was really cool that I got to go there and witness it. And you can hear more about that on my LA episode where it's labeled. It's I peed in the streets of LA or something, which is funny. It's kind of true. But you can go listen to more about that story in that episode. But this one is a little bit different. I'm a big fan of these guys. I listen to their podcast all the time. Almost Friday. They just started a new one called a Will and Rusty's Playdate. It's Rusty Featherstone and Willie D. Don't know what Willie D's last name is, but shout out him. Actually, it all started because I saw on their LinkedIn, stupidly enough, that they're going to go on a tour to other colleges, to different colleges, and like rate them, which is cool because I live about an hour and a half away from one of the colleges that they're going to. One of my closest friends, Lake, and I've actually done I've done episodes with him, like test that college knowledge. That was done in Madison with my friend Lake, and I've done episodes at this college. So like I'm like, oh, I can go there, I can visit them. I was going there once so I can meet them to kind of be like, oh, cool. These are the guys that like I've been watching, like honestly, like kind of like YouTubers that like I don't want to say fans of because that's kind of cringe. I'm a fan, but not like a crazy fan. I'm like a fan of like, oh, I just respect their stuff and I love what they do. They do a lot of stuff that's very, I don't know, inspiring to me, and I would love to be a part of it. Little nod. So I went there, and originally I saw on their their story, their Instagram story, like FridayBeers Instagram story, that you needed tickets to this. It was at a bar in Madison. Originally, I needed tickets for this. I'm like, fuck, I don't have tickets. I didn't know they were free. Didn't know that. I thought you had to pay tickets. I thought it was like an actual thing. I'm like, crap, dude. How can I do this? I'm like, what? And I was like, I thought I was SOL. I thought I was shit out of luck. I was like, I'm not going to be able to get in. I'm not going to be able to meet these guys, which is fine. I wasn't like pressed about it because I was going to go hang out with my friends who like live in Madison, which is fun, which is fine, which is why I would have gone up there anyways, and which we did end up doing. But I was like trying to use my like brain, and I was like, how can I get into this party or like this bar event without getting a ticket? And I was like, so my first thought was to DM the hosts that were going. To my Almost Friday podcast hosts, Will Angus and Liam Cullah were not going to be there. They were doing other stuff apparently, but the Willie D and Rusty Featherstone, they were going to be there. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to DM them. So I DM'd them, and I actually got a response, and I was like, oh, is there a way I can still get in? I'm just trying to like be like, maybe they'll shout, maybe not shout me out, stupid. Maybe they'll give me a little bit of a heads up. I'll be like, hey, yeah, we'll get you in. They'll just let you out. But whatever. One of them actually responded. Shout out Willie D. He responded to me. Said it shouldn't matter, which in the end it did not matter. He was like, if they won't let you in, let me know, which was cool of him. They ended up letting me in anyways because you didn't need a ticket. Literally, the tickets it's a bar. The tickets didn't really matter. Like I went there by myself because my friend who lives down there, Lakin, is not 21 yet, so he couldn't go to the bar, obviously. So I go down there by myself, and then there's a line to get into this bar. And I'm like, all right, this might take forever. It went fast, but there was two guys that walked in behind me that looked like my age. So I'm like, all right, I gotta become friends with these guys. One, because they just seem like cool guys, but also like I want to know somebody who's in here. So I started talking to them, started figuring out like, oh, are we like mutuals? Do we both like know what's going on here? Or were they just kind of go to the bar? they knew about Friday Beers, so I just kind of like fill in my info about why I liked it, why I was there, and then whatever. One of them name was Tanner, the other one I don't remember his name. Shout out those guys. I do a lot of shout outs on this podcast. If you've never listened to this podcast, I do a lot of shout outs. But one of them name anyways. So we get into the bar and I'm like, I have to network. This is where like my brain switches on where I'm like, I see all these people around me and I'm like, my first thought was like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with them. I'm gonna go like just like become friends with them. And I'm like, wait, I do my own podcast that I get 20 views per episode. These guys have like professional podcasts with professional setups, and they do these amazing YouTube sketches with this amazing quality, this amazing direction, amazing production. I need to get in with these guys. Like that's what I thought immediately. I was like, I need to get in with these guys. Somehow I need to be a part of this. And so I was like, fuck, my even though I'm like still drinking, I'm still hammered as fuck. I was like, I need to get in these guys, like in these guys' circle. So, excuse me. I'm sick. Might cut that out. But whatever, we are walking around, I get a picture with it's sponsored by Voodoo Rangers, so there's like girls in like cheerleading outfits. I get a picture with one of the girls because other people were. I don't know who she was. She just had like fake boobs. And like, so I was like, okay. One of these guys I walked in with, I'm like friends with them now. Like, they were like, oh, go get a picture with them. I'm like, okay. I think I was sober at that point, but I was just like, sure. Anyways, so I went over and I got a picture with them. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter. But this is just a funny little story. Okay, so whatever, time goes on a little bit. I have a couple more drinks in me. I see Willie D, which is the guy I DM'd. I have like a clear path to him. He's sitting at a table. I'm like, okay, I can go chat him up. One, want to be friends with these guys. I respect them so much. I respect everything they do. Also, networking. I'm trying to network as much as possible. So I go up to him, I'll be honest. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm the guy that you DM'd. And he's like, okay, cool, whatever. We bonded over that. Just had a quick conversation with him. Just, getting to know him as like a person, not like a guy that I watch on YouTube. Like, I'm just trying to be friends with them because, like, one, I respect them and I would love to be friends with them. Also, they're just dope people. So, like, I hang out with him for like maybe like 10 minutes. I sit down and talk to him. I tell him what I'm doing. I'm straight up with him. I'm like, hey, I love what you guys do. Your guys' stuff is really funny, but also like I'm trying to network here as much as possible. And he is genuinely like, oh yeah, sure, for 100%. So he's like, do you want to meet everybody else? He introduces me to everybody. If you know anything about Friday Beers, Rusty Featherstone is kind of like the host of this college tour video vlog that they do. So he straight up he's hammered. He's gone. He's which is funny. But and I'm also drunk at this point, but I'm still like competent enough to know like what's weird and what's not. So I go up to him and I'm purposefully call back again to when I was in Los Angeles. I went to the Shellback Tavern because I heard it on an Almost Friday podcast. I was in LA. I was like, where can I go? And I heard about them talking about that on their podcast. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a dope place. So I figured out it's like 15-minute drive from my place. Go there with one of my coworkers. Bought a hat. I was like, I'm a big hat guy. I'm going to buy a hat because whatever. I win in Rome sort of thing. So I bought the hat. Heard I'm such a fucking psychopath. But I heard them talking about it on their podcast. I heard Rusty talking about another guy with a Shellback Tavern hat. In an episode of his podcast, he was telling a story about he started interacting with a guy who had that hat on. And I was like, fuck, I have to wear my hat now. If they like that bar so much, like I have to wear that hat for them to like almost to get their attention, which is like, just because you cannot tell me that you respect people and like you watch their videos and you want to be their friend. You can't tell me that you don't want to be their friend. Like you can't tell me that you don't want to like be like put people like, I don't know. You can't tell me that you don't want to be their friends. You can't tell me that you want to hang out with them at least once. So I was like, okay, this is going to guarantee that I talk to him, at least talk to these people and get to know them, which is what I wanted to do. So Willie introduces me to the production crew, obviously, which is dope, and like the people in charge, and also Rusty. Rusty sees my hat pretty much immediately, and this is what he says. He's like, "Oh, dude, I need a picture with this guy." Rusty, and Willie took a picture together on who knows whose fucking phone I got a picture on. I'm still not able to fucking track down this picture. I didn't get a picture with him. He got a picture with me. He was like, I need a picture with this guy. So Rusty got a picture with me, and I DM'd Willie after this because he was very interested, but he seemed like he cared. Like, I don't know if it, and I have to remember that these people, like, even if one of them is listening, because Willie did say he would listen to my podcast. So if he did, shout out you for introducing me to all these people. It was very much helpful in my career. I don't know. It might be. It might have been like a first step in something. Who knows where it's going to end up? Who knows? But like, I might have just got the ball rolling. And shout out Willie D for starting that for me. I respect you. I respect your podcast. I will always support everything you guys do. If you guys do a Patreon, I probably would even subscribe to your Patreon just because I want to support people like you as much as possible. Well, people like you, like your group, your production, your Almost Friday as like a company, Almost Friday Media as a company. I want to support them as much as I can. One, because I want to do something like that one day, even if it's with you guys or doing my own thing. I don't know. Anyways, I was never able to track down that picture. I DM'd him after, being like, all right, this is my podcast that I was talking about. He's like, dope. He said, I'll listen. Cool. And I was like, also, is it possible I could get that picture? And he's like, yeah, I'll try and track it down. Unfortunately, was not able to track it down. We don't know whose phone it was taken on. It could have been deleted instantly. It could have been a Snapchat photo that was just like taken, X'd out. Who knows what the situation was? Unfortunately, I was not able to get that picture, which just sucks. Which sucks because like I could be like, this isn't a picture I got with them. This is a picture they got with me, which is really funny that like I got a picture with them. No, they got a picture with me because I'm the guy with the hat. I'm the guy with the hat. Unfortunately, we missed it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get that picture. If anybody out there is listening and you have a picture of me, Rusty Featherstone, and Willie D from the Almost Friday Media podcast lore, send it to me. I would love to have it. DM me on Instagram. I would love to have that picture just because like, oh yeah, it's a fun little memory. What happened next? I talked to there was a lot of people there that were like in the production crew, but also like in the acting in the sketches that they do on YouTube, which are very funny. They're better than SNL, in my opinion. I think they're better than SNL. I think they're just better production. Well, not better production quality. Obviously, SNL is better production quality, but they have like actual funny stuff. So I sit down and actually talk to these guys because I'm very interested. And also they have like stuff with Cody Ko. I love Cody Ko. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. There's not a face over there. Hey, sorry, my face tracking on something over there. Ghosts. I don't know. So yeah, just talked to them a bunch. It was really cool. I think I talked to Billy. I talked to these names might not mean anything to anybody, but I talked to Billy. I talked to Chet. I talked to a bunch of their production crew. I told everybody what I was doing. I was like dead ass with everybody. I was like, I'm trying to network here. Got a few emails. One of these guys, his name is Casey. Don't remember his last name fully, but I'm not sure if he wants me to say it, but his name is Casey. Great guy. He works for the partnership side of FridayBeers, so where he helps them get like the sponsorships and stuff. That's as far as I know. He probably does more, but that's the extent of what I know. He actually sent me an email just to confirm that he knows my email, and he was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna try and help you. He was like, he's being dead ass. He was like, send me stuff. I'll send it to whoever. I'm like, his job is like for partnerships and like sponsorships. He's not recruiting. He doesn't need to recruit people, but he wants to help me out so much. He's being such a dead ass nice guy. And like, that's why I respect him a lot. Shout out Casey. If you're listening, you might be, you might not be, but he sent me an email cool. Just to confirm that I got the email. Wasn't able to do anything with it at that time because obviously I was at the bar. So I continued talking to everybody. Somehow got behind. They were doing this like cheese curd eating challenge. I got behind the barriers. Like the crowd was supposed to be on one side of the barriers and like the FridayBeers guys were supposed to be on the other side of the barriers. I somehow got on the FridayBeers side of the barrier. I wasn't like obnoxious about it. I was trying to like blend in as much as possible. Have a few Snapchat videos. We're getting pretty drunk. But these people, okay. My dog just took a napkin off the counter and just tucked the table and is eating it now, but I'm not going to stop her. It's a napkin. I eat paper all the time. What I don't make a habit of doing, that's a I think you should leave reference. That's what my dog is doing. She's eating paper. If you know that sketch, leave a comment. Tell me what it's from, which episode. I eat paper all the time. What I don't make a habit of doing is, I think it's like eating mud pies or something like that. So whatever, I got on the fun side of the barrier, which was cool. Fast forward, I talked to them a little bit more. They're doing a man on the street thing, and I could tell they're doing a man on the street thing because one, I have a video brain. I have a very creative brain. I know what's happening. Also, they're holding the fucking giant microphone. So that might have been the reason that I caught it. I might have caught it just a little bit because they were holding a really big, comically sized microphone. And they were walking out of the bar, and I was like, I just caught up on them. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're doing a video outside. And I was like, cool, can I join? They're like, fuck yeah. So I was a part of their little, I don't think it was posted anywhere. It was only posted on their story, which is sad because I wish it was kind of like a TikTok thing so I could have it. If you have it, DM me again. They went up to me with a big ass microphone, and then they said, does size matter? And I'm responding as if like I'm trying to be funny, you know. I'm trying to be like, negative, dude. I was like, negative. No, I was like, I've never had that problem, blah, 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 blah. Like, not size doesn't matter, but I've never had that problem because I'm him. I'm saying spewing bullshit into this fucking microphone because I think I'm funny. Looking back on it, it's only funny because I watched the video back over. They posted it a few days later on their story. I was fucking plastered, dude. I was lit. I wish I could have the video. Unfortunately, I should have screen recorded or something. I was hammered, dude. I was gone. I was the drunkest person on that video, on this little man on the street video that they made, which was fucking hilarious. Only because I'm wearing a tank top over my sweater. Like they were giving out like merch for like Voodoo Ranger, which is like this beer IPA stuff like that they're like sponsored by. So they were giving out Voodoo Ranger merch. So I was like, in my brain was like, I don't want to lose this, so I'm going to put it on. Thinking that I was looking like normal when I looked like a fucking psychopath who just got out of a mental asylum, wearing a tank top over my sweater, did not match. I looked fucking retarded. Sorry for using that word, but I'm not sorry because that's what I looked like. And anyways, I looked stupid as hell, and but it was really funny to watch back. I sent it to all my friends, and they saw it, thankfully, before they took it down, or before, I don't know, maybe it was a day or something. I'm not sure what happened, but it was funny. I liked it a lot, and I don't think I should do that again. That drunk, at least. Maybe a little bit less drunk. Because I was trying to be funny, because like I try to be the funny guy. I try to be the guy that like people think, that guy's funny. I want to talk to him or something. Be friends with him. I don't know. Maybe it's just my stupid social brain, but I was trying to be funny, but I sounded like a psychopath, and I sounded like a guy who is not funny, who was kind of weird. But whatever, it was funny. If you saw the video, yeah, that was me. I was that guy. But which is whatever. That's my dog. If you saw that little thing in the camera, that's my puppy. But we have, at this point, where have we gotten? Okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that happened, like with the extent of the Badgers lost that game. I wish they didn't. Every time I go to a Badgers game so the last Badgers game I went to that they won was Jonathan Taylor's last home game as a Badger. Now he's like one of the best running backs in the NFL right now. He's on the Colts. He's a great player. The last Badger game I saw ever in person, like any sport, the last Badger game I saw that they won was Jonathan Taylor's last home game, which was fun. I think it was against Purdue. Doesn't matter. But they lost this game. They were playing Iowa. Was supposed to be an easy game. Badgers just aren't it this year. They're really not. But they were supposed to be really good, but they're not, which is fine because we got the Bucks to fall back on because the Bucks just got Damian Lillard. Shout out Bucks. They just got Damian Lillard, which is wild. Sorry. Sorry, my dog's jumping around again. She might get a little bit antsy. She likes to make her bed. She's kicking around a pillow trying to like make it her little bed. Which is funny. It's a funny little cute little dog thing that she's doing. You're gonna knock that pillow off. Do you want it? You want it more? There you go. Let's give my dog pillows and stuff so she can lay on. Because it's raining right now, Olive. Yeah, it's raining. It might not be anymore. We might go out and walk in a second, but might take a break from this in a second to go walk my dog. We'll see. Olive. We'll see what we do. But yeah, so I'm trying to work for these guys, and I'm somehow like I've gone far enough in my career where is it a career? I would like it to be. I'm manifesting that to say that as a career, but so I'm currently just in talks with this guy who does not recruit for this company. He doesn't have to be doing what he's doing, but he said, I emailed him. I was like, hey, I'm the guy you met in Madison, blah, 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 blah. Do you want, I appreciate you actually giving me the time of day to talk to you. Do you mind if I send you some stuff? He's like, yeah. And I'll send it to like the people that like the right teams like internally, and they'll get it through. Like, what a guy. Like, honestly, shout out that guy. Shout out Casey. I feel like I know your last name, but I don't want to say it because I don't want it to be wrong. But shout out Casey. He was a real G for like helping me out. Like, I honestly, like, I could not thank him enough for just even like getting in talks like over email, like getting even on an email chain with like a YouTube company that like I've been watching for the past year that like has like, I don't know, that I've like looked up and respected like a lot over this past year. It's honestly mind-blowing to me that I'm even in an email chain with somebody who's within this company. Has shown this kind of shows it's kind of like one of those moments in Full House where like this is where like the violin starts playing. It's like, you know, Michelle, you're not always going to be able to ride your bike on four wheels. Sometimes you just got to knock off those last two and ride it like a big girl. And she goes, you're right, Joey. I just didn't know that in the end, you have to try and you have to put more effort into riding your bike than I thought. And who knew I was going to fall into that? You didn't know I was going to fall into that bush, Joey. He's like, you're right, Michelle. I didn't do it on purpose. That's how you learn. That's how you learn, Michelle. And Michelle goes, Joe, you're right. Let's get back out there, Joe. Let me try those wheels one more time. And guess what? She rides that fucking bike. She rides it. She rides it down the street because let's get a fireplace. Let's get a fireplace. Yeah. Shout. I'm not shouting anything out. Yeah. Okay. So it just really, and like, I don't want to be like inspirational. Sometimes I cringe when I get inspirational, but if it's going to help, it's going to help me out because I'm going to talk about it. Just try and just push and do things like are out of your comfort zone. Since I don't know if I've talked about it, but I got a little tattoo on my arm. It's like 3 lightning bolts. It is 3 lightning bolts, and no, it has nothing to do with Nazis. I realize the 2 S's are some. I don't know. I said the word. I might even bleep it out. Not the N word. I didn't say the N word. I said Nazi, which is not a good word either. But it's not the N word. Not that neither of them are better. Fuck. Woke feminism woke feminism girl power. Woke feminism girl power. That should say it. What I'm doing right now should be it all. Hopefully that helps me in the algorithm sense. Hope that helps with the algorithm of saying Nazi and stuff. Hopefully like that like sort of like overpowers the part where I said Nazi a few times. If I said Nazi too many times, YouTube, I'm really sorry. But I don't support Nazi at all. I do not support Nazi. I do not support Nazi. Fuck. Don't still use that. I do not. Don't. I do not support Nazi. I said that in like a mean tone just in case somebody uses it in like a way to like get out the knot and be like, I do not. I have to say not just in case. But I have to say in a mad tone just in case they're like, why would he say that he does in a mad tone? Somebody must have altered that on audio. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I'm fixing right now. Fixing my little reputation on the old tube. But, yeah. I have been trying to, like, get into this industry for a while. I've been making YouTube videos, making podcasts. Not consistently, but I have been doing it. And I've been doing it since I've been in high school. And this is honestly my dream to do stuff like this. In what sense, I don't know. But I would love to entertain in the comedy industry. Where, how, I don't know yet. I'm currently figuring that out in my life. I'm 21 years old. I'm still figuring that out. But part of me thinks that just this guy helping me out, which, like, if he's listening to this, Casey, don't think this is weird, but, like, he might have helped me out in my career. He might have genuinely, like, been a leg up in my career that I didn't know I needed. Well, I knew I needed it, but, like, the thing is, I wasn't planning on going to this bar. I was planning on going to this bar just to become friends with people. I wasn't going to this bar to, like, network. And I actually ended up getting an email. And I actually ended up getting a response to the point where I might get something out of it. As of right now, nothing. Nothing might end up coming out of it. It might just be like a step. It might just be a stepwise, like in my head, where like it helps in my head where I'm gonna push and do something else personally and like in my own way, and it might just help that way rather than I am doing it. Sorry, my neighbor just walked down. I'm just watching her. Rather than me doing it for this company, me doing it for myself and like doing my own thing. That might be just what this is. Who knows? Who knows what that is? But I know for a fact that it is helping me in some way, shape, or form. I know it. But what will come from it, I do not know. What will come from it, I do not know, and I will not know until it happens. But hopefully, something does happen out of it. I've been talking a little bit too much. I would love to do a little bit of Am I the Asshole? Can we do a little bit of Am I the Asshole now? I will be right back with Am I the Asshole? All right, this is a little awkward for me because I didn't. I mean, I said in the last clip, I was like, I'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, I'm back in like the sense of like a second snap, and now you're seeing me again, but I'm not back in the sense of I started recording directly after I recorded that. Here, watch me do the little move. I have to do this thing with my chair. All right, gotta put it vertical. It was not vertical before. So here's the thing. I unfortunately took a second to record this bit because hold on, my dog's barking. Give me right back. All right, I'm back. My dog's back as well. Can I say something? If you're watching the video pod, I asked for a medium. This is not a medium 1. This is a large. Who the hell drinks coffees this big? I know you're looking at it looks like you drank half of it. I got this like an hour ago. I normally get a small because my little tummy doesn't like big drinks. Like I'll probably sip on it, but I'll probably feel like weird shakes all day. I'll probably have like the weird shakes. You know, I'm looking at my dog. My dog gets weird shakes when she's cold. Also known as shivering. But back to what I was saying before. I have a little bit of apology for not you, because I haven't recorded a podcast in a while, and I got a lot to talk about because a lot has happened in my life since. The background is very Christmassy. I apologize. It's not the Christmas episode. Will I make a Christmas episode? Yeah. Will I have people on it? Sure, maybe. I don't know, maybe. But, so, yeah, the background looks a little bit different because first off, I just know how to make a fucking living room look baller, and I've just done some upgrades to my house since, which by upgrades, I literally mean instead of having it being a table back there, it's an actual entertainment center. And there's a Christmas tree because it's Christmas time because it's December. And when I was recording this before, I'm so sorry, I just kicked the camera. When I was recording this before, it was not December. Now it's December. And I took a bit of like a hiatus. I say that as if anybody fucking gives a shit. Nobody cares. I know people were asking me like, oh, were you going to record another podcast? You're right. That's a valid question. And that's where we're at right now. Because I am recording a new podcast. Olive, that's not your drink. Olive. Okay, so what I said I was going to do in the last clip, I said I was going to do some Am I the Asshole, which I'm still going to do. But it's been a while since I just did the last clip, so I'm going to tell you some stories of what happened. I talked about the Friday Beers thing. That was a really big thing for me. I know you're probably curious, Kyle. It's been a month. What's gone down? Well, I'm going to fucking tell you. Absolutely nothing. But hopefully, and here's the thing. I'm not saying like, oh, fuck, I'm done and it's never happening again. I would still love to be a part of that fucking company. And I'm manifesting it right now. I'm putting it out into the universe. Hey, I would love to work for a company called FridayBeers, and I would love to put I just love to put my 2 cents, my little bits in my head that I think of that I think are funny. I would love to be a part of your company and make it even more better than it already is what I would love to do, is what I would love to say to them, is what I would love to say to the guys in charge. What are their names? I don't know. But so here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to catch you up on just stuff that I've been doing. I've been living my life. I've been like napping a lot, which is kind of dangerous. Naps are dangerous. They are in the sense of like I go home because my dog lives in my house, as most dogs do. She doesn't have her own house, so she sleeps over here. She like sleeps at my house because she lives at my house. I don't know. I'm talking as if she's like a roommate or no. I don't know. So she lives here. So she sleeps here and then she sleeps all night, and then I hang out with her when I come home from work, and when I go to work, she's doing nothing all day. I have a basket of toys. I wish I could show you. I don't want to touch the camera, but I have a basket of toys for her to choose. And I have a bowl full of food, and I have a bowl full of water. And she doesn't touch it. And like I feel so bad. I know she's just sitting around. She's just prancing around the house. Maybe she might look out the big window. I got a big window right here. I have a shade that like the bottom comes up and the top comes down, and like you can kind of shift it around as much as you want. And the back of it the bottom comes up so she can like see out the bottom because it's like just off the ground to where she can see. So that's one of her favorite things to do is where she goes and she like looks out the window. But other than that, she just sits around and lays around, and I feel so bad. I don't remember where I was going with this. I don't know. I don't remember where I was going with that. Anyways, my dog. Where was I going with that? I'm really sorry. If the story sounded interesting and it was going to go somewhere, I apologize. But I don't know where the hell I was going to go with that. So, anyways, what have I been up to? Oh yeah, because I nap all day. That's what I don't nap all day. I come home from work and then I fall asleep, and then I fall asleep and it's like 6 o'clock because it takes me like 30 minutes to drive home. And then I get home and then I gotta like let her out. I gotta feed her. I gotta feed her bowl. She doesn't eat it until I'm home, which is kind of. I gotta do some research on that. That might be an Olive thing that I might have to deal with between Kyle and Olive. I'm looking at her right down there. I'm not just staring off screen. She's down there. She's right there. But that might be a thing that I got to deal with on my own. I know. But so what we do is I come home, not all the time. This is like a little bit of a recent thing because I don't know. Like shout out this job for like getting me like at my peak of like working ever. But it's my first full-time job, and I've been working at this job for over a year. And if you've been following along the podcast, you know that like I've been doing this a lot. Like you know, like all the places that I've been, I've talked about all of them. Like I've traveled across the country, I've traveled across the state. I work, sometimes I work like fucking 16-hour plus shifts, and it's not fun. It's not fun. So, one, I'm not going to say who I work for, but I'm not a fan of it. And I would like it to stop, but it's not going to stop because it's a busy week, guys. Oh, it's a busy week. That's why we're working you like fucking dogs. It's a busy week. Oh, fuck. I should have figured that out. It's just a busy week. That's why I'm going to bed immediately when I go home, and then I wake up at 9 p.m. and I'm like, I still just want to go back to bed. That's why that happens. Sorry, I'm kicking. There's a item down here that I'm just kicking that's kicking, and now I was scared of it. But that's why that happens. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. What was I thinking? I was thinking, oh, crap, they're just working us like dogs because they don't really care about our personal lives. They don't care, like, if we're doing other stuff. But they're like, oh, no, hey, I know we're working you like fucking dogs and paying you like fucking shit, but guess what? Guess what, guys? We're going to go see a movie. Yep. You know what we're going to do? We're going to pay for you to go see a movie in the movie theater. I know. Merry Christmas. What? Call me Santa. Call me Santa. Put a fluffy hat on my head and call me Santa. But yeah. That's just me being a fucking stupid, like, bad worker, because I don't like that. But I'm not gonna say the company I work for. My name is all over this podcast, and my name is also, they know my name. So if you find it and you don't like it, I'm sorry. But also, this podcast gets like 4 views per episode. So if one of them is one of them, I'm not even going to say anything related to my job because I do not want them to see this and like fire me, which they could do. But that's just me speaking. That's free. I haven't said the name of the company, so it doesn't matter. So I'm not like talking shit about it. So that's the thing. And then I'm also, I'm in a free country. Ew, free country. Ew, PU. It's a free country. I can say what I want. But also, it's called Work Was Fine. What were you gonna do? Tell me not to talk about work? Half my listeners are my coworkers. That was me sipping on my little drink. If you're not watching live, so half my people are my coworkers, so they all agree with me. Post up in the comments, coworkers. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do now after I just did a little bit of a rant. My rant was I sleep too much because I'm tired. Because I'm the most exhausted I've ever been in my life working at this job because the hours are. That's me saying bullshit in chair. I'm saying bullshit in chair. So, and my dog's probably not happy about it. Can you guys listen to this and stuff so I can make this my job? I would do this every once in a while. If I do it more often, would you post it places and then tell people to listen to it? And then also give me like a fun guy or girl. Girls can be funny sometimes. But like, if you can just be a fun person to be like a co-host or a roommate. I have a 3-bedroom house in an undisclosed location. And I pay a lot of money for it. I don't own the house. I rent the house, but it's a lot of money. It's money that I have, but the money that I have that I get from my check immediately goes to the rent. Rent that I will never see again. That's the benefit of like owning a house. I'm not going to own a house. I'm 21. I mean, I could own a house. I have a best friend that's owned a house since he was like 19, 20. So, and I'm so proud of him. So I'm so happy for him. Me though, I would not own a house because I don't know if I want to live here for the rest of my life, which is fine. But people who like own a house and they pay a mortgage, and then ideally if they sell that house, they get the money back because of like the property tax. I don't know, dude. I'm just saying fucking words. Like whatever. Money will go up. Like the cost of the house will go up, and then you'll get your money back, and maybe and then some, and then you'll make a profit, and then it's great. I'm renting this house. So I am putting in thousands of dollars in this house a year. I've only lived here a few months. Well, I've lived here my whole life, but I've only like started renting for the past few months. I'm putting thousands of dollars into this house, money that I will never see again in my life. And it's a little bit annoying. But if the old parents, the old parents are listening to this, I love you guys. I'm very grateful that you left me the house. But they didn't leave me the house. I don't own this shit. I never will. But I don't want you to think that I'm not grateful. I'm fully grateful, and I take very good care of it. Note the beautiful set pieces behind me, even though it's not a set piece. It's my living room. But either way, so we're gonna do some Am I the Asshole? So what I like to do, what I'm gonna do, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open Reddit. Are we okay with that? Can I open Reddit.com? And then all right. I opened Reddit and it opened a completely separate thing. So I don't like Bing. I want to go to Reddit. I don't want to go to fucking whatever the fuck you just opened. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're listening to this too. I'm not swearing. I apologize. Okay, so we're gonna do Okay. This is. Am I on the right thing? Okay, I'm just gonna open the first one I see. I'm gonna read it, and it might be ass, it might be crap, and it might be really bad. But I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. All right? Right? This is raw. This is raw. This is raw. This is raw. This is raw stuff. Am I the asshole for asking my fiance to buy a new dress for our wedding that doesn't include her dead husband's memory? Now, I didn't read the story yet. I didn't read the story. They ended that with dead husband. Did you hear that? So that means she's a widow that just remarried. Sounds like she's just trying to save some money on a fucking wedding dress. Sounds like she's just trying to fucking save some money on a wedding dress. I don't know the story yet, but we're gonna go into it. Let's jump right into it. Also, if you don't marry somebody whose husband died. Jesus Christ, don't do it. I'm just kidding. I would preface that if I say something out of pocket, it's a joke. Sometimes. I, 39 male, recently got engaged to my fiance, Anna, 40 female. We haven't seen an exact date for the wedding since. We're still browsing. I'm so sorry. I don't have dyslexia, but sometimes I don't read a lot. So we're still browsing venues. We're hoping to have it in sometime next summer or fall at the very latest. Anna is a widow and has one daughter, Kara, 21, female. Oh, she's 40 and her daughter's 21? Wait. I don't know. That's just weird to me. But yeah, what? 21? So you had that kid at 19? Which is normal. People can do that. People can live their lives. I just wouldn't do that. I'm actually past 19, so therefore I can't have a kid. Also, I don't think I biologically can have a child. From her deceased husband. They were high school sweethearts, then got pregnant straight after graduation. Oh, I should have read it. I knew it. He died 10 years ago in a car crash. Boy, Kara, of course, Mrs. I hope these aren't the real names. Well, there might be their real names. Whatever. I don't care. I have 4 people that listen to this podcast. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Kara, of course, misses him a lot, and I've done nothing to try and replace him. Good for you. We aren't particularly close, but we get along nicely, and that's just fine with me. Okay, dude, stop talking about the kid. I want to hear what you're talking about. The rest of oh my God, dude. Oh my God, this is a huge ass story. Can I tell you something? I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm going to read the end. Let's literally just read the end. It almost feels sort of creepy and disrespectful to wear the dress her dead husband and grandmother went through so much trouble to make. Make? I would bet neither of them pictured her wearing it to marry some other guy who doesn't even know them. I feel it's a bit disrespectful to their memory. Are they dead? When I told her all of this, she seemed flippant. I don't know what that means. Olive, do you know that word? Do you know what flippant means? She looked at me like she was going to talk to me. She looked at me directly. She was like doing something, and then she stopped and turned her head immediately, and she was like, what? Yeah, flippant. Yeah, it means that they don't want to. I can't even make up a. All right, good. I'll take a nap. Said I was thinking too much and that it wasn't a big deal. When I requested maybe just even getting a cheaper plain white gown or not using my mom's offer, she shot me down. I don't know what that means. I didn't read the whole thing. She said I was being jealous and irrational. It seems a bit upset at me now. Well, she seems a bit upset at me now. Sorry. I swear to God I'm not dyslexic. I promise. Someone blah, 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 blah. Fucking, I don't, here. Is the husband alive? Here, what's your name? What's your name? Come here. Come here, buddy. What's your name? Here. You never said your name. But you were fucking damn fast to say your wife's daughter's name. You were damn fast to call her out. Why was that? Or your current fiance. But you don't want to say your name. You don't want to say your name. But you call it your fiance and her daughter. Interesting. I'm not going to read the whole story. I don't care that much. But I'm going to give you my opinion because I told you I would. So her husband is dead. R.I.P. Died in a car crash. Really sad way to go. But... and she just wants to wear the same dress that she wore when she married him. So are you worried about her being in love with him still? Because I feel like that's not so much of a problem. He's gone. He's dead. So why does it matter? She just wants to save a few bucks. Also, based on what I read, the fucking few sentences I read, her grandma and mom made this dress? What? Of course she's going to wear it. God forbid her husband died. Like, sorry, you weren't a part of the original plan. Her original plan was to marry that guy and spend, obviously she had a 21-year-old kid. So she had a kid with this guy right away. And then she's like, now she's marrying you. And she's like, God forbid, I want to wear the dress that my mom wants to wear. Or that my mom fucking made, then died. And now, God forbid, I want to wear that dress. Let her wear the fucking dress, dude. Let her wear the dress. That guy's not coming back. It's not like she's like, oh, I want to wear the dress because I just love him so much. She's not wearing the dress because it's that motherfucker. She's wearing the dress because it's you. She's wearing the dress because her mom made it. That's what it sounds like to me. Well, justice for Anna, dude. And on the top here, it says TLDR at the end. I don't know what TLDR means, but I'm assuming it means like all after. This is what happened after. So let's read it out loud. Let's read it out loud, shall we? Marrying my fiance soon, and she wants to wear the dress she had in her original wedding. That makes me. Oh, is that just like a? Oh, this is just a small little thing. Marrying the fiance soon, and she wants to wear the dress she had in her original wedding. That makes me uncomfortable because all the sentimental value with her deceased husband. I want a dress just for us, not his entire family's memories. She said, I'm begging and paranoid and pushy. I'm wondering if I was too uptight. I think you're a little bit uptight. I'm sorry. I would love to read the comments, but also I just want a little bit. I just want to read a little bit more of different stories because that one was just let him do it. Just let her do it. Just let her do it. Just let her do it. I've not once, and I don't know, I've never been married, but also like I've never once heard my mom. You want to know where my mom's wedding dress has been? In my brother's bedroom's closet. My brother hasn't lived here for 4 years, and it's in his closet. You know where my parents live right now? Tennessee. You know where I live? Wisconsin. You know where her wedding dress is right now? Wisconsin. So, I don't know, actually. Whatever. Let her wear the dress, dude. He's dead. It's not like he's going to go back for it. Oh my God. All these are so long. This one, husband can't. Oh, they're all just like wedding drama, dude. All right, I'm going to scroll. Then I'm going to stop on one and then have to read it. Am I the asshole for asking my... This is a short one, too. This is a short one. Okay. Am I an asshole for asking my daughter to take her siblings for ice cream? Yes! Yes, you are! God forbid, you fucking bitch! Never fucking do that! All right, we're going to go on to the next one. All right. Is this a long one? Okay, this isn't that long of one. So we're going to do, am I the asshole for siding with my sister over her decision to leave her partner? Depends on the situation. Let's get into it, shall we? Whoosh. For my sister B, also spelled B-E-E, fucking stupid name, first off. Unless it's like a nickname, still just, I don't fucking care about her nickname, dude. Do you think I'm reading this because I'm like, oh, what's her nickname? No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit at all. Let's get back into it. My sister B went through an unexpected pregnancy and had to be unemployed while she gave birth and nursed her baby. This looks a little bit of a deep story. All the while living on her partner Jay and my parents' dime for a year or so. Okay, living on. I'm sorry. I'm reading it really fast. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. Fast forward 3 years, though they never really married, B found someone else and is trying to leave Jay. That's what you call drama. That's what you call drama right there. Oh, I don't know if she cheated, and I truly don't know, and I truly don't want to know. But I do. Unfortunately, my parents and Jay are not happy. My parents feel that they have a say in this because they have helped raise a baby. So it sounds like to me that Jay and the parents want B to stay. But she doesn't like Jay. And I'm a little bored of this am I the asshole thing. My camera's about to die. I'm going to go replace the battery, and I'll be back with you in about 5. Well, fuck! I have to replace the battery, not you. It's not like you're an audience just sitting there waiting for me. All right, I'm going to have to cut this episode short. My battery's dying. I can't find another battery. I've got a decent amount of traction going. I'm not sure how long it is. It's probably going to be like an hour. Shout out everybody. Why do I do shout outs? Who fucking cares? Thank you for watching. I'm going to do another episode soon. So honestly, thank you so much for actually supporting and actually wanting to listen. I really appreciate it. If you like this episode, listen to more. If you want me to continue, tell me. And then because it'll give me drive to like actually keep doing it. Also, like I love doing this, so like I don't know why. But thank you so much for watching. And how was work today? I don't know, fine. Bye.